Hi, here we have 10 years ago, the ages of the members of a joint family of 8 people added up to 231 years. Okay, so we have a present scenario, but these ages are 10 years ago. The ages 10 years ago. The sum is 231 and the number of members in the family is 8. So sum of these 8 people is 231 10 years ago, remember. Okay. Now 3 years later, one member died at the age of 60 years and a child was born. So 3 years later from this, that means 7 years ago from today. Okay. So what happened 7 years ago from today is, one member died at the age of 60 years and a child was born. Now, before this thing happened, the number of members in the family were 8, and if 10 years ago the sum of the ages was 231, 7 years ago what would have been the sum of the ages? It must have been 231 plus. Now there were 8 members, and all these 8 members, their ages must have increased by 3 years. So the total increase in age would be 8 into 3, 24 years. So this must have been the sum of the ages for these 8 members before this change happening. So now let's see what is the change happening. First of all, one member died at the age of 60 years. So 60 years can be knocked off from the sum of the ages and one member is removed. Fine. Now next, a child was born. Since a child is born, the number of members will become the same 8 as before, but now the age of the child when it is born is 0 only, so will add nothing in the sum. So this is going to be the sum of the ages when this change has happened. So this comes out to be 231 plus 24 is 255 minus 60 is 195. So the sum is 195 7 years ago and the number of members is still 8. Fine. Now after another 3 years, okay, so let me write the present over here. After another 3 years, that means 4 years ago from today. So what happens? Number of members, number of ages. So after another 3 years, one more member died again at 60 and a child was born during the same year. So now you see what is the situation before this change happens. Let's see, same as what we did here. The average was 190, the total was 195 7 years ago. So from 7 years ago till 4 years ago, we are still going ahead 3 years. So age of each of these 8 members will increase by 3 years. So the total age will increase by 24 years for these 8 members. So the total age of these 8 members must have been this 195 plus 24 before this change happened. Now this change happens that a 60-year-old person died. So the total age will decrease by 60 and the number of members will decrease by 1. Now again a child was born. So the number of members will increase by 1 because of this child and there will be no change in the age. So here we'll have 195 plus 24 is 219 minus 60 is 159. So the total age of the family becomes 159 and the total number of members is 8 after this change has happened 4 years ago. Fine. Now the question is, current average age of the 8 members of the joint family is nearest to what? So 4 years ago, coming to present, we are increasing the age of each member by 4 years, right? So if the sum of the ages was 159 4 years ago for 8 members, their present sum will be 8 into 4, 32 will get added in this, right? Because age of each member will increase by 4 years, so age of 8 members will increase by 32 years. So the total sum of the ages will become 159 plus 32, which is 191, and the number of members is 8. There is no change happening at present. Correct. So now we have to calculate the average age. So the present average age is the total age divided by the number of members. So 191 upon 8. So 8 2s are 16, we have 31. Then this is almost approximately 24. 8 4s are 32, we have 31. So this will be 23.8 something. The actual answer will be 23.875, which is approximately 24. So the correct answer here is option E. The current average age of the family is 24. Thank you.